Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I don't believe this article, but I use it just so you see how these guys are lying, because it's impossible from a technological production standpoint. Let me put the article up and see what's going on. So Business Insider says that Russia has just one tank factory churning out 20 tanks a month. So do you believe that in 21st century, in 2023, evil Russia with its war machine is able to get out a month only 20 tanks? I cut my thing off and I throw it to the dogs if these guys are making 20 tanks a month. You can say, well, these tanks are more, complicated to make and all that. 20 tanks a month? I don't believe that. And I'm going to use it against the tanks from the Second World War. Soviet Union, those guys with the, how many tanks do you think they had during the World War, Second World War? Soviet Union, those barbarians, okay? Yeah, it's true, they got help left and right. There was a war production. What about Russia? However you take, you're going to take a T-35 or 34, whatever, T-34. You take that, compare that with whatever they have now, Armada tank, with all that thing. No, I compare it because the technological process nowadays is, 3,000 times, exaggerating to make my point, like a weasel, than it was in 1940s, don't you think? You have a different kind of production. You have more people working. You have a war machine. So let's see what these guys are saying. Let's get first to another article here. Another article, which comes from Wikipedia. Easiest way. As I'm just going to go over there instead of going and wasting 3 hours to get the whole in and out. So let's see what these guys are saying. So tanks of the major combatants. Soviet Union. Correct? Correct. Wikipedia. The Soviet Union started and ended the war with more tanks than the rest of the world combined. How many are over there? 18,000 to 22,000. Okay, so those evil communists, inefficient guys with the war production ended up with this kind. And these guys are building 20 tanks a month. I mean, these are slackers, right? Right. And they give us this. Okay, well, oh my God, look at this. Anyway, I'm not saying I'm saying it's impossible. Let's put it this way. This is what I'm saying. Russia is just one tank factory. So where is that war machine that these guys are telling us? Where is their military industrial complex, which can produce around 20 new tanks every month? That's zero. Demand for tanks is now outstripping production by a factor of 10, according to The Economist, right? It says here. Yeah. With demand outstripping production by a factor of 10, says report. Hey, Joshua Zitzer. What's going on, Mr. Joshua? Right. The Economist says. The Economist said that I think Russia would collapse in 48 hours. The ruble will gonna die in 33 seconds and a half. Russia is losing around 150 tanks a month in Ukraine. Not impossible, that's very possible. And is becoming reliant on refurbished vehicles. In 1940, they give us, I read this one. In the 1940s, the Soviet Union was able to produce 1,000 tanks a month. Well, that makes my little point, doesn't it? But they're gonna give us, but because the Americans helped them with Ford and General Motors sending them parts and all that, Lend-Lease and tralala. Yeah, but still those guys were, if you compare them then with now, backward. Okay? They were like caveman, how should I put it, technology. That's why when you tell me that in 1968 or 69, 68, whatever, they went to the moon. Yeah, just look at the car, how a car was built in 1968, and you tell me. Or if you want, just go over there at Cape Canaveral, a Kennedy Center, and see the capsule. and see how it was built. You shit your pants. You can make a comedy. Anyway, but hey, I'm not denying anything. I'm just asking questions, and I have my own doubts. In 1940s, the Soviet Union was able to produce 1,000 tanks a month. Today, Russia can produce just 20. What the hell? Slackers. With a single factory struggling to keep pace with outsized demand caused by the war in Ukraine, according to The Economist. So where's the war machine? Things don't add up. That's what I'm saying. Don't add up. The British publication reported that Russia now has just one tank factory. Putin is a loser. Ural Vagon Zavod, a massive 1930s built industrial complex in eastern Russia. It may be one of the largest tank manufacturers in the world, but it makes 20 tanks a month. With Fortune estimating that it has 30,000 employees. What the hell? A lot of vodka those guys are drinking there if they make 20 tanks. But each month, it is only able to produce tanks in the double digit. I refuse to agree with these guys. These guys are just pulling my balls, not my leg. The Economist said, citing liberal Russian media outlet Novoya Gazeta, the new Gazeta, that's nowhere near demand. One Western official told the publication that demand is outstripping supply by a factor of 10. Russia is losing around 150 tanks a month in Ukraine, according to an anal list by open source intelligence platform Oryx. Oh, must be true. This analyst takes it too much because he's an analyst. It has lost 1,779 tanks since February 2022, or Oryx reported. He counted them? Or he just asked Zelensky and he just said, let me think, I think they lost 1,779 tanks. Okay, I got it. Tank production is harder. Now they make the point that it's harder. It's true, but technology evolved. No, it's harder than it was in 1940s when Soviet Union was churning out vehicles. The communists were churning. Yeah, I see how deficient they were. Largely because modern-day tanks are more complex to build and far more sophisticated, according to The Economist. Now, this economist is supposed to think in economic ways and must know certain technological process and many others. See their logic here? And I knew they would go to this one. I didn't read the article before I started this video. I just got the Wikipedia ready because I knew I'm going to compare it with this. And I said, I can believe it. And whatever these guys say, I'm pretty sure they're idiots and liars. So they said they come. Yeah, the tank production is harder now than it was there. True. When Soviet Union was churning out vehicles, yes. Largely because modern tanks are more complex to build and far more sophisticated. Yes. And that's it. Hey, The Economist, how about technological process? I'm listening. Did you consider that? No. That's why you are not hitting the target whenever you tell us about the inflation and all this economic situation on the planet, because you are weasels. You are just, how do you call those, hackers, hacks. No hackers, hacks. You just tell us just half of it, whatever fits your narrative. Where you missed a lot of things, and I'm not an economist, and I can just have this question: how about the technological process? How about that? No. And how about the war machine of Putin, which definitely could beat Stalin? No. I mean, but other factors are also involved. I want to hear. And again, a shortage of parts, particular semiconductors, has hampered Russian production. The Economist reported. I was waiting for him to tell me that evolved, but just saying that tells me it evolved, but he's not going to consider that. And Ural Vagon Zavod hasn't been properly modernized, because of financial mismanagement and significant debts. So now they tell us that actually, it's not modernized, it's still a T-34. And even if it's, where is that? Right. Even if it estimates it had 30,000 employees, it's still, worse than the Soviets. No, man, you can't do that to me. You can do to your weasels, not to me. Ural Vagon Zavod is refurbishing about 8 old tanks a month, with 3 others repair plants in Russia, rebuilding another 17 or so monthly. The Economist said 2 more plants are due to come online in the coming months per the media outlets. Russia may soon be able to resurrect around 90 tanks each month in addition to the 20 new ones being built. The US is gearing up to send 31 tanks from their 30,000 Abrams tanks, right? They don't have anything either. And these guys with Leopard, again, they use our money for the defense, not for building weapons to defend us, is to get those generals fat and just doing maneuvers in various countries and stay over there and do all kind of trainings in, I don't know, Barbados or something. It's just, again, my friends, we're being just, because they know they can do it and they can get away with that. I do not have the evidence to combat that or to challenge that. But I'm not an idiot, and I know history, so it doesn't it's not. And I can see a weasel when the weasel shows me, okay, you know what? I'm going to show you an iPad. You never saw an iPad. I'm going to show you an iPad. This is an iPad. This is an iPad. I say, what the hell? What is that? This is an iPad. Zoom out. And Gigi comes. Gigi, all right, ready? Now, this is an iPad. Okay, all right. Now, Mike comes. This is an iPad. Okay, all right. And Tom comes. This is an iPad. Now, if you ask all these four guys what's an iPad, the one's going to say something like that. The other one's going to say something like that. The other one something like that. Something like that. Which is the iPad? This is the iPad. All right? And you turn it on and you show what it can do. That's an iPad. The same here. These guys are just giving me, oh, it's only 20 tanks because the technology, they don't have semiconductors. That's it. And they're refurbishing some. And the Soviets were like churning, man. They were, wow. But these guys are just, really? I mean, come on. Come on. How low these guys think, how idiots, how should I put it, what intelligence coefficient they think that we have. Below 86, all of us? I know 40% of us who vote, by the way, have below 86, but really, this is insulting. Is it insulting? And this is the Economist. So whenever the Economist tells you the projected growth, economic growth of the United States of America is about going to be 2.3%, or oh, we didn't expect the inflation to be this much, or that's why I didn't expect it, because you guys are make-believe, you have an ideology. When you have an ideology, it's like, I don't like iPad. I'm going to come and say, this is an ugly iPad. Look, it's dark. That's bad. That's an ideology, okay? You don't actually say, okay, let me see. Is it fast? Is it, you can handle it okay? Is it breaking? Bang, bang. Is it not breaking? What is the purpose? Does it meet the requirements? This is how you do it. You don't say, oh, it's black and white. I don't like these colors. I like green and purple. Well, if you look like that, iPad, bad. It's irritating because these guys in The Economist and these guys here, they have power to influence so many people. And imagine these guys that we can catch here and there, things that they hide, and they promote. But imagine things that we don't know anything about. How many of those things are, because we don't know everything, do we? And they come with a subject, economic thing, and they tell us this and that, and they use all kind of International Monetary Fund, met with the World Bank and with this council of Gigi, Mimi, Mikiki, and then you say, what the hell, these guys are smart. No, they're not. Use these terms so you don't know anything about it because you don't know. How do I know those things? That's not my expertise. But when they tell me that, hey, the world population is 50 billion people now, I'm like, I have a question. Just a second. I don't think it is 50 billion people. You know what I mean? It's just, all kind of examples I can give you, but it takes too long already. It's just irritating. I'm irritated with these guys. Right in your face. I don't believe 20 tanks. I don't believe that. I mean, my logic, my intelligence refuses. Like what? Bang, bang, 20 tanks, bang, 20 tanks, bang. No, it can't be. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.